Live.
Started the show yet?
We're doing it live.
We're fixing it live.
If I don't hit go live, then StreamYard makes me redo the post. Basically.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Not really.
What is that face?
You ever watch Wrestling, Derek?
I do.
The podcast?
Oh no, who's in that?
It's Barstool Sports, but they mostly just interview AEW guys. I don't think they get anybody else on there, but it's become really big, especially because they're based out of New York and they were just in New York. But they did the best friends the other day. The whole group, because not Chuck. What's the other one who came back finally?
Oh yeah. What's his name?
Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah, really his mom, not really her van. It turns out.
Not the van, but it is his mom.
Yeah. So that was one thing I found out. But what I was going to say is kind of like how we're talking about editing it in or just fixing the sound as we go. Because Orange Cassidy doesn't talk, they just give him toys to play with the whole time he does interviews. Like they'll give him like a Switch or like little poppets or whatever. And he's just he gives the poppet to Trent, and he's just popping it the whole interview. And they're like, I'm sure that's making great audio for the listeners. So good. But also you find out that they're not really friends, which kind of I don't like watching interviews when they kind of break character and you find out that they're just dudes who got stuck together.
Trent and Chuck are?
Yeah, they got stuck together. They basically day one they showed up, and I mean they knew each other from New Japan, but they tagged with different teams, and like they brought all those guys over now anyway, so they're all in like a bigger group together. If you didn't notice, like the best friends is like 7 people deep now. But
I wonder if they're friends in real life now, though.
It seems like it. Like it seems like they all really like each other, but that's just a happy coincidence because I'm sure you get stuck working with people like in movies, same thing, where you just don't like them.
Well, I think Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty had a real falling out in real life.
I think a lot of people didn't like Shawn Michaels.
Marty Jannetty was also kind of a crazy person too.
Well, and then they call what's his name, the new Shawn Michaels, Adam Cole, and that makes sense because he seems like a real cunt.
I hate Adam Cole. I hate his gimmick. I hate his giant hairline or his giant forehead.
Well, we're not the audience there. I think he's meant for like 12-year-olds.
But his hair, you know what it is? It's not as big forehead. I don't want to punch down on that giant forehead. What it is I don't like, and actually this is something that's always bothered me with wrestling since the dawning of time. When you're coming out for your match and you're wearing your gear, it makes sense to me that your hair is already soaking wet. Okay?
I hate
like whatever. I don't think it looks good, but I get it. I understand the concept.
Yeah.
What I do not like is I hate it when Adam Cole comes out in his street clothes, but his hair is fucking soaking wet. Why would you soak your hair when you're wearing the street clothes? Like, I get... We grew up watching Triple H, so you watch him take a drink of the water, dump it on his head. I think maybe he just gets warm, and maybe he knows that. Like, maybe that's...
Yeah.
But, like, Triple H is wearing, like, his little bikini bottoms, right? His briefs.
Yeah.
No shirt. Dumps water on his head, does the spit, like, 10 times. He somehow has water in his mouth, like, it reserves, like a squirrel.
Yeah.
He does, like, the spit, gets in the ring and wrestles. But then there's the other times where Triple H will come out where he's wearing, like, a leather jacket and stuff, and when he used to have long hair still, and he would soak his fucking hair still. You are wearing normal, like, street clothes. You're gonna go to a Walgreens after this?
They got nice.
Refill your prescription. You're gonna refill your prescription.
Yeah.
Soaking wet. That's nothing new for Walgreens, man.
That's true.
Yeah,
selling tiki torches to racists for the last.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Are you describing professional wrestlers, or are you just describing people who shop at Walgreens? Because now I'm confused.
Yes. Hey, by the way, speaking of, that was a fun little thing that we just did. I can't wait to tell you guys about this game that I went to, and my new discovery, which I've texted to you both a little bit, but I want to tell you about it on the show.
Well, why don't we get into it? Let's cue the music.
Bridget.
It's gonna be like coming out of the closet.
Why did it just
For the second time.
For the second time, but to the listeners, I'm willing to come out to the listeners about this thing.
It's the sports program on TSPN with Derek, Zach, and Sean, who's been here the whole time. Head over to timespentpoorly.com and give the show a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and help move this show into more people's suggested lists. This show is also streamed live on many platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Follow and subscribe so you don't miss out on an opportunity to chat in and give the guys a piece of your mind during the broadcast. Want to support the show? Great! Go to patreon.com/timespentpoorly to see how you can do that.
So I went to the basketball game. By the way, so first off, this starts off with Sean. Sean and I went to the Logos game last week. It was our Lapway Wildcats in Logos, and the Wildcats just beat them real bad. Call CPS because some kids got some abused that day, and real bad. And Sean pointed out how the emotion basically was just sucked out of the room for the opposition side, and how it gave him a nutter butter. You know, basically got his rocks off. He's getting his rocks off during a high school game because he's watching the sadness of the other side.
The parents.
So you're watching? Is it watching the kids upset or the adults?
Or
both?
Surprisingly, the team kept trying. They kept fighting.
Kept going, yeah.
But
the
other students and the parents were like,
they got the fan section. They're all quiet, and Sean just leans over and he goes, "Hey, you see how sad that side is over there?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I like that." And I go, "Okay, cool." and so I realized what he was telling me is that he's an energy. For those of you who don't know, Sean is an energy vampire and feeds on everyone. But apparently at games, he'll feed on the sadness of the other side. Now, before I sound like I'm going to judge, that's where this is going. I went to watch the Prairie and Lapway game. And Prairie is a rivalry school to our school, in that they don't really like our school and vice versa. Now, they put on a whole show. It was in Prairie, in Cottonwood, Idaho. They put on this whole show. Good, they have a little band, a lot of AC/DC music, stuff like that. Okay, really gearing up. And first off, before the game starts, for those of you who are not in the area, our school is like 98% Native American population. We are on a reservation, and before the mat, I wish I had a fucking video of this, and I will get it, and I will put it on this show, because apparently they do it before every game. I did not notice before. But all the guys get down on their hands and knees and hit the floor, and then one of our students, who's like the tallest, strongest, scariest looking kid in the
tallest man alive,
does this dance. Like this dance in the middle, like a Native American style dance in the middle. And they're doing it on their basketball court. It looks badass. It's cool. Honestly, it's awesome. So they play the game, and the first half of the game, Prairie's hanging in there, and their side's unruly. After every score, screaming, which is great. I'm not saying they didn't do anything wrong. Cheer your team. It was great, great energy. But then they start getting 5 points ahead, 10 points ahead, 20 points ahead. The other side really quieted up because they're not cheering anymore. They're not scoring any more points. And I realized that I was fully torqued at just the energy, the energy of that side being just sucked out of their lungs. And I felt like a Dementor.
Yep.
I felt like a Dementor sucking the energy out of the other side. Or if you saw Shang-Chi in the 10 Rings, that big monster at the end, opens up the dragon and starts sucking its soul out. That's how I felt in that gym. Like I was going to ascend.
Really wish I was that dragon right now.
Super Saiyan, ascending in the gym into the clouds. And then I started coming up with like scenarios. There's a guy who works over there. He works at the mill. He has a long commute. He has to get up early. He works every day. His wife doesn't like him anymore. His kids, all he has is this. He's so proud of his son playing basketball. He gets to go. He gets off work the longest day. He goes to watch his kid play, and they just get beat real bad. And
that makes you feel good.
The more I think about it, the more I like it. The more it makes me laugh.
That's what you like about it. One, there's a couple things to unpack there. I think.
There's a lot to. There's more.
One, it could be an energy vampire. You could just be feeling what most sports people feel, which is when your team is like, especially when your team's the away team. Even when I watch games on TV, to watch or to audibly hear the crowd go quiet, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of the best feelings in the world because you know your team did that, like they shut them up. So one, that feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the fact that you paint a scenario in your head of someone that you would like to see have a bad day.
Did you pick someone out of the crowd too that you put a face to the story?
No, I just made it up. I was mostly watching the students section. I think that's the part that made me laugh the most. It was just because they were so loud. And,
I didn't mean
and by the way, if anybody from Prairie ever stumbles upon this thing, like I don't think anything of anything. Cheer your sport. It's fine. It's a rivalry. It's a game. It's a game in the end. I'm over exaggerating. It was funny.
But it did feel good.
Oh yeah, it felt great. It was hilarious. It was wonderful. It was also they were, they swept them. It was fun. Zach, you have to come watch it. You're gonna be up for Christmas break, right?
4 days, yeah. 4 or 5.
There might be a tournament in there. I will check.
Well, so since I made the commitment to drive, I'm really up there until, like, say the roads go bad. Then I'm up there until the roads get good again. So we could be working at one of you guys' houses by the end of it.
There got room, baby.
A tournament for both. This is for both of you. There is a tournament. The Avista tournament is at Lewiston High School.
Oh,
you know how I actually
teams there.
You know how I actually found out about all this? How I find out about all the what's going on up there? I started watching Randy's show, which I didn't realize was just all local stuff.
Yeah.
Like I watched him interview like the Clarkston wrestling coach. They touch everything, man. They touch all sports that are going on in that valley.
They do for that radio station what they wished we would do for that.
But we wouldn't.
But we did not do.
But we refused to do it.
And on that note, fuck you, Randy.
Did he beat you?
Oh, he did last week.
Oh, he told me. I already knew.
is his
So he beat you twice?
He told me.
Yeah. He would beat me twice, but he benched his entire league against me. He put everyone on the bench, and he's gonna
do it.
He said he's resting his men for the playoffs, which is
that doesn't even make sense.
Biggest dick move you could probably do. He's locked into the 3 seed, so
it doesn't
listen.
Matter.
I've done similar things, but never like that. So this year, I'm locked into the 1 seed in one of me and Sean's other leagues because I'm so far ahead in points 4 that if I lose, it doesn't matter. So what I did was I didn't play the waiver. I don't have anyone to play in my second flex, but I just didn't play the waiver because I'd rather have a good waiver spot next week or the week after when I need somebody. So I'm just not going to play the waiver for the next 2 weeks so I can lock in a number 1 waiver spot. That makes way more sense. But he has nothing to gain from losing this. He also has nothing to lose. But I'm like, you should just set your lineup. That way I have a reason to pay attention still. Because it's the only league I'm not going to make the playoffs. So I'm just not going to pay attention if he's not putting anyone in.
You know what you guys should do? Because if Randy's listening, you guys should both just start a quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Or do you have to win?
I'm out. I'm eliminated. So I'm in. I made the playoffs in 4 leagues, and then I didn't in this one. That's already locked in. So there's no reason for me to care anymore. So I said you should at least set a lineup so I check this league still. Like I want a reason to pay attention. You should definitely both just set a quarterback. If he doesn't put anyone in, I'm gonna find just a guy that I like who doesn't play a lot, put him in and see if he at least scores a point. Like I'm gonna pick somebody who's like a third string running back and just see if he comes in and gets like a carry. And then it's gonna be for negative yards and I'll lose. That's what's gonna happen. And then Randy will still beat me twice.
I've lost out of every league I'm in. I'm done. So I'm officially.
But you're just in 2, right?
just 2, yeah, and I lost miserably in both.
To make things interesting, what I like to do is just do like small little bets in the losers bracket. Like I bet against every person I play in the losers bracket where I know I have a chance of winning games.
At least get some money back.
I will say though, for as bad as I've done in fantasy this year, I have climbed the ranks in Pick'em though.
Mm-hmm. Both of you, both. Of you.
No, I was in 3rd, and then I dropped all the way to like 8th actually.
Well,
in a week.
I was in like 14th, and I'm in 9th now. So
me and Derek were tied going into last weekend. By the end of the weekend, he was still up there, and I was gone.
I'm looking right now. I am in 3rd place.
And then I made the mistake this week of obviously picking the Steelers, who in my head was the better team. In my head, the Vikings are very one-sided, right? Like they're going to score almost 30 points or above 30 points every game. They've seemed to have done it against really good teams all year. So I thought they would be there. But what I didn't expect is for the Steelers to get goose-egged for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And that 4th quarter comeback was incredible.
I don't understand why they don't let him air it out more. I don't get it. Why?
You know why he couldn't air it out? Because your center is the worst thing to happen to the NFL right now. He is every snap for the 3 quarter. I watched the whole game, man. It was awful.
Yeah, wild snaps. Actually, just handling the ball in general for the game. Like Claypool lost it.
Yeah.
Well, and then Claypool struggled after that catch to give the ball to the refs, which cost him some time. And then Freiermuth dropped what would have been the touchdown to get him within 2 points of tying it.
I want to say he dropped it, but there was like 3 people that just...
That's a money throw, man. I don't care. The thing is that was an end-of-game vintage Ben Roethlisberger tight window throw, like a la like some old Super Bowl games. I thought it was great, but it is a hard catch for a rookie tight end to make.
Yeah.
But it still hit him in both hands. So you catch that ball and make something happen.
I think if there would have been one less person on him, less person, because they hit him and he just kind of like...
They shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with. They shouldn't have allowed both Justin Jefferson through the air. They wouldn't double guard him in the first half, and it cost them. And then they also just got picked apart in the run game until the 4th quarter, right? So
yeah,
they got beat on. They got beat on both aspects when they were on defense. So
yeah, they got beat bad.
But in the 4th quarter, it kind of made me feel better, at least about making the pick for the Steelers because they stormed back. And then I felt like I'm not crazy. Like when it was end of the first half, I'm like, wow, this was a biased pick. I should have never made it. I got done like saying all day that Vikings are probably the better team, but I just really want the Steelers to win. And then I usually don't go with the biased picks anymore. But by the end of the game, I was like, well, maybe I was right. Like maybe they were the better team. It's just the Vikings can score a lot.
And that's what I hate because I picked the Vikings and I was like, this is a perfect pick. And then they almost came back and I was like, maybe it wasn't almost a perfect pick.
It's one of those games you feel really smart for about 3 quarters. And then
and then you're like,
See, we had the opposite. We felt really dumb for about 3 quarters.
That's how I was on that Lions game.
Okay.
So last week.
You took the Vikings loss to the Lions.
Yes, I missed that.
I said that weird, so I get why you didn't immediately say yes. You took the Lions to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna go back.
You did pick the Lions to beat the Vikings?
No, I got 100 points last. No, I took. What the hell? Oh yeah. I did take the Vikings to win, which I was like, man, surely the Vikings will win this game. I should have known the Lions could get it done though, at least in one.
Yeah, if they were going to beat anybody, I guess it would be.
Which is the other reason why I took the Steelers.
And I keep playing Cousins in a league, but that's because I don't have a choice.
He had a pretty good week this week, though, right? Pretty decent for fantasy.
Well, and then the league I am, the quarterback's fantasy points aren't that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they get much for yardage in this league. So
it's one of those leagues where you just need a guy who doesn't 5-point you, right?
Yeah. He got 14, which is good because usually I've been getting 10 from my quarterbacks.
Got it.
Do you got Zach? Have you ever played in a fantasy league where it's So I'm in the playoffs already. I'm actually in round 2.
They've already started?
Yeah. So
did they just let everyone in and then do 2 rounds of everything?
So it's week 12, and then it's 2 weeks, and your points stack up. Have you ever played that way?
2 weeks in, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, so week 12 and 13 are the same round 1.
The very first year I ever played was one single league, the one that's still going on, Future Dads of America, which is still hilariously true because anybody who wasn't a dad at that time period 8 years ago is still not one. So how that name is continuing to hold up is beyond me. But I did that league. I didn't own a TV. I didn't watch any football the entire year. I didn't know how to play fantasy football. I drafted 5 Atlanta Falcons. I had Tony Gonzalez, Roddy White, Julio Jones, Jackson. Yeah. I went 14-0. I made the final. I've talked about this on here before. I was up 36 points to Dean, America. And in the second week of the final, so the only week that I would have lost all season, part 2 of a final, he came back and beat me by like 40 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and all I had
it's a cool way to play.
All I had to do was not switch out my kicker, though. Yeah, I mean, I like it because you only let 4 people into the playoffs. If I'm in a 10-man league, you should not be letting 6 people in. So let 4 in, make it 2 rounds each round, no buys. But if you're going to be in a 12-man league, which we are, let 6 in, give the top 2 a bye. I like that too. That's single elimination.
That's this one. And I am playing the commissioner week 14 and 15.
The commish.
I'm playing commish. His name's Sean as well.
Is there money on the line?
Yes.
I'll bet that a Sean wins.
The only money league that isn't a money league is our league.
Yeah, which is at the end of the day why I'm always gonna not be too upset about it.
I'll be down to make it a money league next year.
No.
Yeah, come on, Derek.
Maybe something small like $5. I'll do it.
That'd be all right.
Yeah.
$10.
I will say that after the game on Thursday, though, I am sitting pretty. Najee Harris got 25 points. Claypool got 17. Freiermuth got 11. Like, I have 51 points right now.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Not too bad.
That's a cushion, buddy.
Yeah, and I have Mahomes playing, who could be good.
I started Najee with no expectation of him hitting 20 points. I was actually pretty concerned about him this week. And then he just ate up in that second half of the game.
He did, yeah.
I don't know if he had any points going into the half.
He had 2 points.
2 points.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't have any touchdowns. That's for goddamn sure.
He got 2 at the end.
Going into the half, yeah.
Oh, in the half, yeah.
You guys been watching any NBA at all this year?
Well, yes.
Just recently started, probably.
Just started, yeah. I do.
I watched,
and I saw all the stuff with Damian Lillard. They're finally. I'm glad they're. I don't know why Damian Lillard has to commit himself to that city in every interview. They ask him in every interview whether or not he's wanting to leave, and he's like, "No, like what the hell? I'm."
Right, but this is the first time that the team has committed to him back, right? Like they actually said he's not a part of this trade package and he won't be, which means that CJ definitely is, because who else do they have?
But for who?
I mean, that's only if they're going after Ben Simmons.
Yeah. But
I think he'd play well with Dame.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you need CJ and Dame. And I also, by the way, I also like CJ in Philadelphia. I think he would play good with Joel Embiid and those guys. I think
to me, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
I think you can go straight across CJ for Dame for Simmons. And I think it improves both teams right off the bat.
But isn't it interesting that it seems like Philadelphia believes that Simmons is the way more valuable player? Like they're going to say CJ and Picks, CJ and Powell, maybe CJ and someone else. And it just seems like they're the only people who don't realize how much value Ben Simmons has lost.
Right.
He hasn't been a factor, right?
They're acting like it's 2 years ago, still maybe a prospect, still has a higher ceiling. We don't know what he is yet. Maybe he'll get better offensively, where we've really found out 2 years since then that maybe we have seen the ceiling. Top 3 defender. Great passer.
And they're undervaluing CJ too, because if you plug him into any number of teams would greatly improve them. He plugged into Philadelphia, he improves them immediately. I think plugged into the Warriors would improve them greatly.
Well, the thing is now that I've seen Jordan Poole, which if people don't watch the Warriors, he is a second round draft pick who is still only, I believe, 21 years old. I didn't think he would flourish like this. Guy's having 30-point games.
The rookie from last year who was kind of shining a little bit.
Yeah, and
right?
See, you're with it. He knows this guy has made it really interesting for when Clay comes back. So I actually think that they're more inclined to go after maybe a big boy somewhere, the Warriors, that is, because they have Wiseman and their 2 rookies from this year, Kuminga, who looks pretty good situationally. They can package those guys together for somebody. I don't know who yet. I've been kind of debating that, but you're right, though. I think CJ makes a lot of teams better, but you put him with Embiid and Harris in Philadelphia, I think they can win the East because every other team is so up and down right now.
They just need to go CJ, Simmons, straight across. I think it'd improve both teams. It won't get done, though. It's not going to get done because Philadelphia, they've just overvalued him.
I just don't like
overvalued still.
I don't like Morey, man. I really don't. I think he might get teams to a certain spot, but I think overall, whatever his vision is for every team he goes to is just not the way to win a championship. So, yeah. No, he'll turn Simmons into something. But I think what's going to happen on their side is there's going to be a team with a couple younger guys that look really good on paper, and they trade this big, huge package for Simmons, and then those guys don't work out for Philadelphia. I'd rather trade for CJ, who's for sure what he's going to give you. They should do it straight across. They won't, though.
Speaking of basketball, by the way, I was thinking about the other day how the Warriors are really good again, and how I'm okay with it.
I'm way more okay with it this time.
I didn't know how I would feel about with them just climbing back up and being in the running again, and I'm okay with it. They're a good team. Steph Curry's probably,
he's fun to watch, man.
He's real good.
It's going to be between him and KD all year for MVP, I think. I think KD will get it just because he's having to play with no Kyrie and super fat James Harden. The second best player on the Nets is LaMarcus Aldridge, a bench player who, retired for a while last year. That team's bizarre.
Harden's not in shape yet, huh?
No. He just doesn't look like the same guy. Maybe he is in shape, but he's just...
Do you think the rule change? Do you think the rule change has made him?
It's a combo. I think it's the rule changes that were specifically made for his style of play, and it's still impacting Luka and a couple other people a little bit. But I think it's more that he's a shooting guard who plays physical, really physical, and they seem to have shorter lifespans than other positions. I mean, if you just think about the Tracy McGrady's of the world, even though he's a point guard size, like Allen Iverson, people who play like that, you don't ascend twice. So you get to that superstar level he was at, you don't go back to that once you've dropped down. And I think he's dropped down this year. So I don't know how old he is, 32. Maybe he's just at that point where we'll see flashes of young him, but it's not going to be consistent anymore. Although KD, it looks better than ever at the same age. So that's pretty crazy. I watched them play the Hawks last night. That was a very good game.
Yeah, I saw the Trey Lance and him getting in a little.
Trae Young? Oh, no, they were.
Trey Young. Trey Lance is a quarterback. My bad. Trae Young.
Could have been there. Who knows? Not playing football, so could have been there. No, Trae Young was getting real mouthy with KD, and I loved it. And the fans were getting real mouthy with KD. I don't know if you saw the clip of the fan who's like, stop crying, and I don't know. Katie had some stuff to say with it. I won't repeat, but.
Oh, by the way, also, the Bulls have been a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, Bulls, number one team to watch for me this year.
Yeah, they've been a lot of fun. They're a good team.
They have
a good Bulls team.
I mean, 2 of the top 6 leading scorers in DeRozan and why am I forgetting his name now? The pogo stick.
Lonzo?
No, not Lonzo. Their point guard. Zach Levine. Should remember the dude with the same first name, but they're 2 of the top leading scorers in the league. It seems like everyone else on the team. The thing about Lonzo is he's okay not being a scorer at all. He'll just do what you need to do to win. So games you need him to score, he scores. Games you need him to pass and play defense, that's what he does.
He's actually in the absolute very best position that Lonzo Ball could be in. He has two really good guys around him. He's a really good facilitator. He's still really good at passing. And
well, that's something that before he got drafted, most of his highlights was him playing the assist and his passing.
Right, yeah. He's
his
exactly
college,
what he needs
college
to be.
highlights.
Yeah, he turns up the fast break, but what's really nice for the Bulls is they can kind of tier the way that they play the starting lineup. They bring different guys off the bench at different times. I know Caruso's hurt right now, but they have the flexibility of either playing Levine or DeRozan out there. And there's been quite a few times where it's just DeRozan, and so he's not going to shoot a three. He's just going to shoot those mid-range jumpers, but like he did in San Antonio and Toronto. And they're okay with just high percentage 2-point shots, like very old school, very fun to watch. The way he kind of shakes off defenders, it's very Kobe-esque.
Yeah.
In the second half of his career, they're fun to watch. I hope they win. I hope they win the East. That's the team that I'm most enjoying watching play basketball.
That Warriors Bulls game was really good.
Warriors Bulls was good. Nets Bulls was great.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of really good ones. The two Phoenix Golden State games, because like Phoenix and those are the top two teams in the league, probably Phoenix and Golden State. So I don't know. It's a great year.
Yeah, it's been a good year so far. Not for any of our teams, really.
Nah. We've won 5 of our last 7 though, which is good because we had a 6-game losing streak before that. So snapped Portland's 10-game home winning streak, snapped Golden State's 10-game winning streak, and then the very next night almost snapped Phoenix's 10-game home winning streak, which I think that's the first time that would have ever happened. And then even though we lost that, won the next one against Denver Thursday, and then play them again tonight. So we're at least beating good teams right now, or beating teams ahead of us in the standings. But I wish they wouldn't. I wish we would just commit to losing. I don't need to see this. I was happy with during the 6-game losing streak.
Like, because you knew what to expect. Like, there's no hope, so you just know.
What are we going to do if we get the 10 seed, man? Like, what are we going to do with that? And, man, those top 3 people in the draft this year are crazy. I watched that Duke Gonzaga game a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I'll take either of these guys. Either of these guys would completely change our franchise. So let's just lose more. And since I watched that game, that Duke game, we've won 5 of the last 7. So, and then we'll probably beat Denver tonight and go 6 of the last 8. It's disappointing.
You're the key.
No. The key is Jakob Poeltl. He was out for the entire 6 games because he got COVID, and then by like game 3, he was cleared from COVID. But he's a 7'1" dude, so they took like 3 games just to kind of get him back into shape, because a 7'1" guy can lose being in shape that fast in the NBA. So,
you know who I haven't heard almost anything about this entire year?
Zion Williamson. It's because he's like 320 pounds right now somewhere.
I didn't know he still played.
He was hurt, and it was very quiet in the offseason when he got hurt. No one really talked a lot about it, but then the season started, and it was all of a sudden Zion's going to miss a decent amount of time. And I think he's gotten pretty fat, so that's just the scoop, the skinny.
The scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt. I want you guys to know that I'm having some fantasy football woes, all right?
That's a good transition.
Keenan Allen.
A really good
Keenan Allen on COVID. I have him in 3 leagues, fucking me hard, and they're all playoff leagues.
But
and then
like the playoffs have already started, or
no, they're about to. I have him in leagues that I need. Well, one is the one that's already started. Anyways, I have Elijah Moore as well, who is supposed to. The Jets are going to put him on injured reserve, and I have him in 3 leagues, 4 leagues actually. So if you have Elijah Moore,
there you go. It's better. I mean, my fantasy woes have all ended at this point. I hardly even know who I'm starting at this point.
You're no longer woeing.
It's not over till it's over.
Yeah. I mean, well, because mostly I kind of have everybody who I can have. I've looked at the free agency every single week to see who I can pick up, and I have whoever I can have. Like I don't have. There's nobody else to take. I feel like
Well, I'm throwing in Guyton, boys.
next year's
Guyton.
a better year. I'll get more advice on the show next year.
Yeah, you can. We'll circle back.
Yeah.
Next year.
So we already talked about the first game, though. So I say we just hop straight into this Ravens-Browns pick because I think it's an interesting game.
I do too. I'm taking the Ravens for the game, but I don't. This was actually kind of a tough game to pick because I actually feel like the Browns could win this. It's at home. It's the Ravens aren't flawless. I'm gonna stick with the Ravens in this, but I'm not surprised if the Browns pull one out in it.
I mean, it's safe to say that when Baltimore is bad, they're very bad.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
But when Cleveland can't move the ball, it's equally as it's hard, man. Both these teams have such bad dry spells, and then all of a sudden look like a top team. I will say I've never seen Cleveland's offense look decent this year. Maybe the Bengal game, but I think their defense is what wins it for them in this one. So I'm actually going to take the Browns. I had the Ravens all week, but the more I thought about it this morning, I was just slowly leaning towards the Browns.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair pick. It's
I picked the Browns.
I'm gonna tell you that as much as I hate the Browns, I hope they win this game. Just for the division in general, I just hope that the Browns win it.
Keep it spicy.
Spice it up. Spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. Why not? So
Next game's kind of a snooze fest, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't know I don't know if it's the toilet bowl of the week, but it's definitely. I don't care about this game. I'm going Titans. It just seems like a no-brainer.
I picked the Titans. I'm also starting their defense, so we'll see.
This is a great game to play the Titans defense, I think. I mean, there's been a few games this year, but Jacksonville, have they played already the first time?
I believe so.
Dude,
yeah, they lost, didn't they? Didn't they lose?
By the way,
no, they won 37-19.
Okay.
I've recently decided I wish I was more of a Jaguars fan. Just simply because of Tony Khan and AEW.
Yeah, I wish that's a reason to kind of pay attention to them, but I don't even think Tony Khan cares.
No, he cares about AEW.
So
he also cares a lot about college football. The dude is a wealth of knowledge there.
Really?
Yeah.
So is Trevor Lawrence bad, or is it just the Jaguars?
It's just the Jaguars, man. I don't want to call any rookie quarterback bad. He seems legit.
Yeah, he's just.
So do you think Blaine Gabbert, who was a pretty, what did Blaine Gabbert get drafted at? Was he
was a first rounder.
Yeah.
He was a mid first rounder though. He wasn't
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Do you think he could have been a better developed quarterback in any other team? I'm a big Blaine Gabbert fan, boys.
It's hard to say once someone's been ruined. It's really hard to have that hindsight once the team's already destroyed them because they don't seem to get fixed.
Yeah,
I think so. Urban Meyer is going to get another year. I think because they're going to have some high draft picks. They can get some pieces around Trevor Lawrence. I think next year you have a potential runner-up for worst to first or worst to better at least.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be hard to go worst to first just because I think the Colts are going to be even better next year.
Yeah.
And
but worst to better.
Completely.
Yeah. Because they can go pick up some offensive linemen. They need that desperately.
No, yeah, and I think that Trevor Lawrence has plenty of. They already got the receivers around him.
Yeah, he's got weapon. He just does. If you watch him play, he doesn't have any time to throw. He doesn't have any time to do anything.
Yeah, he's just getting.
They're swarming him like hornets.
Even their run game that was a little spicy has slowed down immensely.
Yeah. And they need more. They need some help on defense also. I mean, you could see him. I don't know. They could pick up some pieces. This could be a better team next year.
But we say that every year about the Jacksonville.
Playing Destiny at Sean's house.
Can you hear it?
I can hear it. Yeah.
Put your headphones back on. Oh no, that's mine.
It's okay. I don't care.
Mine's still on.
I just knew I could hear that angelic singing. I just knew I could hear that angelic singing.
Yep, that's my. I'm logged in.
All right.
Iron Banner.
Next game. Oh, we all took the Titans, right?
Yeah.
No doubt about this. Okay. This might be potentially game of the week. Could be.
They're so loud.
I mean, it's a must-win for the Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think we're going to see the real Raiders in this game. So
the Chiefs.
I pick Chiefs.
I have the Chiefs winning this.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much to say about.
I wouldn't call it game of the week though, but
well, I think so. This is why is because I think I definitively picked the Chiefs, and that's why I think it could be game of the week is because my expectations for the Raiders is so low.
They could surprise you.
They could surprise me. Yeah.
No, I think we're two picks away from what I think will be the game of the week.
Okay. I'm not gonna go forward yet. I'm gonna wait and see what it is.
Yeah, it's the anticipation that the fans.
Did we all take? By the way, I need Mahomes to have a lights out game. I mean, I at least would love to win at least one more fantasy game before the end of the season.
I looked in high council, and I think I'm pretty much out of the playoffs on that one. I thought I still had a chance, but I don't think so.
I'm worried about Dean passing me, but I don't think he can.
But you'll still be in.
Well,
but you want that bye, don't you?
I want the bye. I'm 200 points up on him on points 4, but he could beat my record if he wins and I lose this week.
Yeah, okay.
But we're locked. We're same record currently. Yeah, no, we all have them. The next game is the Saints versus the Jets, and I know the Jets have squeaked by on a couple teams, but I'm going Saints on this.
I'm going the Saints. Especially if Elijah Moore's out, they don't have that run like Tevin Coleman.
Tevin's look good.
He has, but
you know who's going to look good on the other side? Every person who runs the ball.
Corey Davis is out, right?
I think the Saints are going to just do whatever they want running the football. It's going to be a little Taysom Hill, a little Kamara if he's back. Oh yeah, he is.
Ingram's on COVID.
Is Zach Wilson starting,
Yes.
or do they even have? Okay,
Zach Wilson is.
So it's not Joe Flacco anymore.
No, but they don't have anything going. Like they don't have any players.
No.
Your top player just got on injured reserve.
Yeah, I think even CJ Mosley is questionable, who is like their one. I mean, they have a couple shining spots on the defense, but I mean, he's the leader of it. So I just don't think they're going to be able to stop the Saints running game. And I think the Saints defense is going to fluster that really bad Jets offense.
I believe I do have the Saints starting defense.
I have them in 2 leagues, and I'm very excited about it. I was torn between one league. It was between them and the Bills, and the other was them and the Rams, and I went Saints for both.
Sean, you have the best record in our show league. No, I guess
Randy does, or Caleb does, right?
Caleb does. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the best. So what I meant was you have the best standing. You have the best record in the East.
Yeah. Which it ain't saying much. You know what I mean?
God, Caleb though. Jesus.
Yeah, Caleb he's been talking shit to me all year like a fucking asshole. Not really. He said a couple. He's chirped here and there. It's really Randy that's the real cocksucker. So.
Next game, Cowboys and Washington. This potentially could be a pretty good game. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on the road. But if the football team for men pull this out, I wouldn't be surprised, and I definitely wouldn't be upset.
Well. Here we are once again. Heineke, baby.
This is the game of the week, by the way. I think I alluded to that, but
Washington. Washington. Let's go.
Okay.
I love the bulletin board material this week. I know that those don't exist anymore, but God, McCarthy's an idiot.
He's bad.
In a really fun way. Like, to guarantee the win this week is hilarious. I don't know where he is making that like assessment from. Washington's won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
They haven't played them this year, so it's not like he has like a previous game to base this off of.
Yeah.
Now they have to play him twice in 3 weeks, and it's in Washington.
Still got they using. Oh no, it's Heineke. It is Heineke.
It is Heineke, baby. Even though I think Fitzmagic is available.
Yeah.
He will be by the end of the year. I was surprised when I found out he wasn't out the entire season.
Fitzmagic?
Who do you think Fitzmagic is playing for next year?
Because he's not retiring again.
Not retiring. No, he's gonna. Someone will pick him up again.
Denver's gonna make. They're gonna move on from Bridgewater. They're gonna probably move on from Locke as well. They'll draft a guy and then they'll bring in Fitzmagic for a year.
Okay.
Love it. Love it.
That's the full scoop there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if that happens exactly that way, I'm not surprised. So you guys are both taking Washington. I'm taking Dallas on this one.
Yeah, Washington's won 4 straight, and the Cowboys have lost 3 of their last 5. I just don't see the same. It'll really come down to how much they can stifle the Cowboys' offense, because I think the Cowboys are at like 29 points a game, and Washington's only at 20. But Heineke's gotten them up there the last few games. I feel like they've been doing a little better.
And Chase Young might be one of the best defensive players I've ever seen.
He's out though for the season.
Oh, he is out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only problem with me saying they've won 4 of the last 5 is it was Raiders, Seahawks, Panthers for the last 3, and they barely won all of those games.
Win's a win, bro. Win's a win.
They did win.
Don't you disregard Heineke.
Falcons.
I'm not. I picked them.
I know
Falcons,
you did.
Panthers. I am going with the Falcons. I just trust them more. I don't know who is the Panthers. Are they playing Cam Newton? He's not good anymore.
He tricked us. He tried to trick us
maybe if Sammy D was still playing, I'd have more faith.
The problem is it's in Carolina and they have a much better defense.
Yeah. But
and the first one was in Atlanta and they lost that one.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Well, we'll wait till we get there. But I picked the Falcons as well.
I picked the Falcons because I have nothing to really compete for anymore at this point. But if I was being at all unbiased, the Panthers have the much better defense. 1, 2, they won the first matchup in Atlanta. And I even think someone like Cam Newton can move the ball against us because we can't stop mobile quarterbacks at all. If you remember Jalen Hurts in the first week of the season.
Okay. I was gonna talk some fantasy stuff, but I'll do it now because the running backs. So I had Elijah Mitchell. He's out with knee concussion situation. I have Chuba Hubbard. Okay, but then if you have Darrell Henderson, he is on COVID list. Probably will not start tomorrow. I have Sony Michel. So would you play Sony Michel against Arizona or Chuba Hubbard against Atlanta?
Chuba, probably. I mean, you can just check and see how he did the first time, I guess.
I don't. Yeah, you're right. Against Atlanta, that's true.
I mean, he was starting running back in that game.
Touche, man. Touche. Guess what? He did.
I don't remember him having an outstanding game, though. I think I had him in that game.
It's 13. He had 13 points, but this is a standard no PPR, so that's pretty good.
Ride it. Cam is going to steal all his touchdowns, though.
Exactly. That's my point. But he had 8 points last week against Arizona.
I'd still play him over. Well, because you're saying Sony Michel would start in that situation.
Sony Michel will be starting because I don't think Darrell Henderson's going to play tomorrow.
I still have Henderson in, so I mean I would flex Sony in that situation because he's taking the number 1 role in that case.
This league has no flex.
No flex.
This is three wide receiver, 2 running backs.
Go with Sony. I know you don't want to.
I mean, I want to, but I also don't. I have.
You're asking me. You don't have. I'm not setting it for you.
I need you guys. Listen.
I don't know.
Listen.
Dude, I don't know.
Yes, you do. I text you Sunday morning every Sunday to talk fantasy with you.
And I'm telling you, I'd probably go with Sony. I don't think he's had any good games this year, but
yeah, he did. He did. Because I had him in.
Then
when he had 10 points against Seattle.
Standard?
Oh no, Jacksonville. It was Jacksonville last week.
When Henderson was also out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting him. Fuck it.
Let it ride, baby.
Okay, first off, oh, and can I ask a question? So I sit here and I chat Zach up Sunday mornings. Where are you at, Derek? You don't chime in. You're not. I know you're not doing anything. Where are you at?
Saturday morning?
Sunday mornings. We're talking
Oh,
fantasy. We're talking fantasy. We're talking football.
Yeah, we go hard all day.
We get like one text at like 2:00 that's like, well, the Steelers.
Yeah, which we won't get this week.
No.
Oh yeah, they already did it.
Do you just turn your phone off on?
On
Do you turn your phone off on Sundays?
No, I just usually Sundays is usually my where I just play video games and do that like that all day basically.
Okay.
So I just don't ever even pay attention unless the Steelers are on.
Yeah.
Last week they weren't even on like a channel I could watch. But they won. That was the other thing too is God damn it, they beat the Ravens.
Right, so they were coming in hot. But that's what I was saying about this game is that the fucking Vikings lost to the Lions, man. You knew they were going to come out pissed off.
Yeah.
That and the inconsistencies of both teams. So Vikings lose 2, win 2, lose 2, win 2 all year, right? And then you guys seem to win 4, lose 4.
Right.
So it just seemed like they were both due for what happened.
Yeah.
Now you guys will probably win 3 in a row.
Right. I don't even get it. I don't even know.
They don't get it, man. They're just one of those middle of the road teams. Really, really talented but inconsistent defense and a ton of skill position people on offense. But
Steelers or Ravens?
Steelers.
Yeah.
Ravens make even less sense to me, man.
So the whole Chase Claypool thing's got me chuckling, but we could talk about that another day.
Seahawks Texans. This was actually a tough game. By the way, is this tollable game of the week?
Tyrod Taylor is not starting. It is whoever the other guy is, Mills. Who's the backup to Houston? Zach Mills.
It was, but I could have sworn I saw somebody completely different in there as well.
Maybe,
but yeah, it's the rookie from Stanford.
Tyrod is out for sure.
So when I thought it was Tyrod is when I made my selection. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this. You know what? No, fuck it. I'll just
let it ride, dude. I mean, you are in third place, but
Seattle's an 8.5 point favorite for a reason in this game.
Taking the Seahawks.
Yeah,
convinced me.
They can play Adrian Peterson if they want and win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, they played Adrian Peterson against the Niners and got a win. So
yeah, and they're coming off a win against the Niners, which I don't think any of us remotely saw coming. So
no.
I did. I knew. I fucking knew.
Trap
it, dude.
game.
I knew it.
Are we all taking the Seahawks then in this one?
Let's just say let's just say we're taking the Seahawks.
Okay. Tollable game of the week, is this it or
maybe the next one actually?
No, this one's the Seahawks. Nobody in the world would watch this game if it was on TV. If they're not a fan of the two teams, like if you were scrolling and this was the only game on TV, you would not watch even a minute of it.
Here's the thing: if Houston wins, Seattle is eliminated, right?
Yes.
If Seattle wins, they hang on. They are still there.
So you're saying because of relevancy, it's important? I don't think so.
Well, I
It'd
don't mean it's not a total.
It'd be funnier if they lost.
It was just some fun facts about the game.
Yes.
It's still a shitty match. It's still shitty.
I would be willing to argue that even when the Seahawks win the game, they are still going to be not in contention.
I mean, according to the math, they are.
Yeah. What's math ever done for us?
I don't know, dude.
Science
is bullshit.
Lions and Broncos. I felt like, even with the Lions getting a win, I think that's their win for the year. I'm gonna take the Lions running the gauntlet for the rest of the year and not winning a game. So I'm gonna go Broncos in this game.
And I think the Broncos are gonna get it done for Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah. I completely agree with you.
I think they're going to come out with some fire because of that.
Some zesto.
Which is sad to hear. I'm glad it wasn't. I'm sad that it happened, but I'm glad it wasn't like some drug thing, you know?
What was it?
I think he had a seizure or a heart attack or some weird, something like that. I think it was a seizure.
I think this is the biggest spread of the weekend, by the way. It's like 10.5 for Denver. There's a reason, once again. But yeah, the Lions got their win. They checked the box. Now they can go back to being the worst team in the world. And Denver's exactly what their record is. They're a 500 team. They win some games and they lose some games.
If you ask Dan Campbell, he still believes in his guys, Zach.
And you know what? That's why this game would be more entertaining to watch than the Texans Seahawks. Because Dan Campbell at least keeps the Lions playing.
Yeah, Pete Carroll doesn't believe in the Seahawks, and nobody believes in the Houston Texans.
Do you think Pete's gone next year or Russell?
Maybe
or both.
Both.
I think Pete's gone.
But Russell,
I think Pete's gone.
I think Russell wants out more, but obviously the front office is going to want to keep Russell before Pete. So.
It would make sense for him to go to New Orleans. I mean, he said it was on his list. Makes sense. I know Vegas was also on his list, but Carr's not going anywhere, so
no,
it just makes sense.
I thought was Denver on his list too for some reason? Was it Denver?
He'd be good there, but I don't know if it was.
The Steelers are not on his list, but do you think there's any chance that they might even at least may try for him?
They're a type of team that makes a move.
I think anything's going to be better.
I'll tell you that Russell Wilson would be really good on the Steelers.
Well,
I think the weapons are there. I think the offense is there.
You said Fitzmagic to Denver. What about Fitzmagic to the Steelers?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see that too.
I was reading. I read all the different like ESPN Plus subscription, what could happen in the offseason stuff, and that was on the list as a 1-year filler.
Well, like especially if they let's say they drafted Pickett maybe, and then
develop him for a year.
Yeah, which by the way, I don't know if you guys saw that Pickett run where he faked the slide.
Yeah, that was good. I watched
that.
They made the Cody Pickett rule.
Yeah, they're banning that. Which, by the way,
hold on, be right back.
I was mixed on it. Looked cool, but also I get it. Like you know, I get the move on the rule too.
Yeah, they don't want someone to get hurt trying to imitate that. So it makes total sense. But man, I would feel pretty cool knowing that they had to change the rules because of something I did.
Yeah,
like he defied a little bit of gravity for a second, and then they had to. Which, by the way, it makes you wonder because it looked really good. It looked cool. It makes you wonder how much he practiced that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looked cool.
He wasn't just scatting out there. He didn't just freestyle that. He practiced it.
He was working on that, yeah.
The fake slide?
Yeah.
Oh, he worked on it for a minute. But yeah, I'm glad they made the rule. It's cool that he's now infamous because it's a rule because of him now. It's not a rule in the NFL yet, so let's see if someone tries to copy it there. Probably not because someone's just going to lay you out. But I could see a big guy like Herbert, someone who can take a hit if it doesn't work out. I could see someone like that maybe trying it once. That's who I thought of instantly.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of Herbert, next game?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know if this can be called a game.
It's still Glennon, I think. I didn't even check, honestly.
It's Glennon. It's Glennon, baby.
I didn't even bother to check because I just go next.
I started Chargers defense.
Did the Chargers surprise me last week against the Bengals? Right?
Yeah.
I had the Bengals. Same. I was surprised by this. Chargers on the road. We all talked about it on the show last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fluke, though. I just want to say that.
You think the finger really changed the?
No, he brought him back after that. No, if you watch the beginning of that game, there's the fumble.
Yeah.
That completely starts off in the Chargers. They score right after, easy score. And then that pick that was right off his receiver's hands, it was not a bad throw. It was a perfect throw and a bad drop and an interception. If those two things don't happen, the landslide that became the first half doesn't happen at all. Yeah. And this is a completely different game. I think the Bengals were the better team. They just fucked up this week or last week, So I wasn't as impressed with the Chargers as maybe other people were for beating them, is kind of my point. But still way better than the Giants.
Yeah.
And I'm not down on the Bengals for it either. That's the other takeaway, which makes this next game that we got to pick. This is game of the week for me, by the way, the next one.
I 100% agree. Well,
I'm just going to say that. I'm going to say this for every game from now on. This is game of the week.
I think, this, and then maybe the next game is the game of the week.
Then maybe there's 3 games of the week, depending on who you are.
Well, then like the other game, there's like 2 other games coming up that could be.
I'm just biased towards the Washington game because I think they can win it. Like, if you're one of the people who think Dallas is the way better team, then that's not interesting. But this is a coin flip.
They're obviously not. Yeah, this is a must-win for San Francisco.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's all I gotta say about that.
And they lost that Seahawks game. I think they're going to be coming in hot.
Yep, that's. But shouldn't the Bengals as well?
Yeah, they
both got to win. They both got to win.
Yeah. I'm going to go San Francisco on the road, but I'm looking forward to the game.
I'm actually really surprised that I thought you might have a division bias towards this, Derek, because sometimes if they're not the Browns, you actually kind of like the other teams in your division.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I went with the Niners as well. I think both teams are due for a bounce back. The problem is the Bengals seem a little more beat up.
Yeah.
And they do young team shit, like fumble the football or drop touchdown passes.
Yeah, but Joe Mixon's not young. Did he? I don't know if he was the one. I can't remember.
You know what's interesting is he's been in the league a while now, and he still feels like a young running back to me.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that the other day, but
he's youthful.
Yeah.
I picked San Francisco.
Hold on, San Fran.
I don't know if I've picked against San Francisco this year, which is unfortunate because they've lost 6 times.
That's 6 more points you would have had.
It's technically 60 because we go by 10.
This might be game of the week also.
God. Game of the week.
Woo! This is I want the Bills to win this game, but I also want to keep them 3rd place, so I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. But boy, I want the Bills to win this game.
Yeah.
I didn't take a lot from last week. Did you, Sean? Like the Patriots Bills game? No.
It just wasn't. It wasn't. The weather just didn't make it. If they meet again and the weather's perfect, it's going to be a completely different game, right?
When games like that happen, you go, this isn't even a football game. It's who plays better with 20, 30 mile an hour wind game, which
it's how many times did he threw the ball 3 times?
Right. And so for me, I actually thought about that when you sent me the picture of the snow. So I had the Patriots all week. I think all of us picked the Patriots on the show last week. And then you sent me the snow, and I didn't know it was also snow plus wind. I didn't know it was just a run the ball type of game. When you sent me the snow, I go, which one of these 2 quarterbacks can throw better if they need to in this game? And I thought, give me that big boy Josh Allen just gripping that little ball in his hands, and those big old mitts of his. And that actually did play a factor in the wind as well. There was a couple of drives where, especially that touchdown drive in the first half from the Bills, where he did throw into the wind and still threw that touchdown pass.
Yeah, and it was beautiful.
And I was like, oh, I feel a little bit better about this. But this is what surprised me. The way the Patriots were able to run the ball with whoever they put back there in the game is what surprised me.
Okay, so did you watch the interview with the 2 defensive players from Buffalo when they asked him the question about it was funny, but they were like, yeah, he got a lucky break and he broke out for a 60-yard, touchdown or whatever, and that's what it was. They got lucky and did break out for a 60-yard touchdown.
But he had 3. There was 3 breakout runs in that game. I know the other 2 weren't 60, but they were like 30 plus.
Yeah, but they weren't. So most stuff didn't even result in a touchdown, though, is what I'm saying.
That game came down to coaching. What I was trying to get at is that, to me, it didn't come down to necessarily who had better people on the field. In this game, I think it's pretty even as far as talent goes.
Agreed.
And I think it's pretty even as far as coaching goes.
Yeah.
I think McDermott's a really good coach, and I think everyone on the Bucs staff is really talented. So to me, maybe the tiebreaker is just that it's in Tampa, but I've gone back and forth 3 times on this game. I'll settle on the Bucs for now.
I picked Buffalo.
I don't think that's a bad pick.
I don't either.
And I don't think I picked against Buffalo once, and that's probably they've lost 5 times. So
I still don't like their running back situation, but now that they have 3 bad ones instead of just 2, like now that they have Singletary, Breida, and Moss, I'm like, they're kind of doing a little bit.
Out of the 3, though, Breida's been cooking a little bit.
I like Breida the most. That's what I'm saying. Now that they have 3 shit bags back there, somehow 3 is better than 2, and I never thought that would be the case.
Mm-hmm.
But he looked okay.
the game before the week before he looked good. So.
The problem is now they're going against they're going back to back on really good run defenses, so it's going to come down to passing again for them and defense. So I'm just slightly leaning towards the Bucs, but this could be game of the week. Washington Cowboys could be game of the week. Sunday night game could be game of the week.
I don't know. No,
heck. Oh wait, that was. Oh yeah, Sunday night game. Never mind. I thought this was the Sunday night game. Sorry, I'm 2 games back now. I didn't see this.
This is the Sunday night game. I'm going with Packers at home. I don't know if there's much debate on this one, but
I think it could be a good game. Fields is back. Allen Robinson might be back, I think. But Rodgers might not be starting. I've seen something. I keep seeing something about another Green Bay quarterback, or maybe I'm thinking of maybe I'm thinking of a Canadian football team. Maybe not. I don't know.
If there's anyone who might be thinking of a Canadian football team, it is you.
Yeah. It might be Edmonton. I'm thinking of. So.
Wow.
Anyways, they have the same colors. Anyways, let's I pick Green Bay.
Yeah, we could just move on from this one because the next game also game of the week, right?
The game of the week, yeah, could very well be. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I think they're the true.
You speak the true. Cue it.
So you've abandoned.
You speak the true.
You've abandoned your Super Bowl pick.
For now, yeah. I mean, I guess I just didn't foresee the Cardinals being as good as they are.
Yeah, and they're this good without. Hopkins has been out, and what's his nuts?
Yeah,
that shitty quarterback. Fuck him. And they're still this good.
Yeah. Yeah, I when I made my pick for the Rams at the beginning of the year, on paper they seem like the team. I just didn't foresee the Cardinals being what they are. And now they got, they added some good players too. They have J.J. Watt and they have
Connor's been looking great.
Connor's
seriously
good.
Connor looks like he'd never even played for the Steelers.
Zach
Ertz has looked good.
Yeah.
Even.
Well, and the main thing is they have all those weapons and also really good defense. So
yeah,
it's interesting. I agree. Connors does really good actually, but not only that, but now they have Edmonds back this week as well, right? So they got
I think it's still. I keep looking at him on the waiver. He's on a waiver in a league, and he's.
So I have a league where I'm fringe in. It's Future Dads. Mm-hmm. I think I'm 7-5, maybe 8-5. I don't remember what it was.
How about I go look for us, bud?
I'm playing both of them. As long as they're both playing, I don't know who to play at my running back situation. My team's pretty banged up for the leading scoring team in the league. I don't know if you saw that. I'm like the 6th ranked team, but the leading scorer. And I do this in so many leagues. But
yeah, you are.
I played Russell Gage, Gasecki. I don't know who I played last week. I just threw in people.
Can I talk to you about something?
Yes.
I am the 2nd leading scorer.
I love it.
You're at 19. Oh, where is it? 1941, and I'm at 1923.
So we're breaking 2K this year. That's sweet. 2K regular season.
Such good shit.
That is such good shit.
I need to win this week. I'm going to make the playoffs regardless, though.
I don't know if I do. I have this strategy this year I've developed in all leagues where I just don't worry about it. If I get in, I get in. But the more I look at my phone, the more I will change my lineup, the more I will tinker. Same with the Pick'em. If I look at the app, I will change all of these picks. So in this game, by the way, because I haven't even said who I picked yet, I also have the Cardinals. Was that all 3 of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, this is if this ends up being as good as a game as I think it could be, good for ESPN to have this for a Monday night game.
This is a game I might go Peyton the Manning broadcast on, actually.
Oh, same.
Usually for the games I don't care about, I go Manning broadcast because the interviews and he's kind of funny, or Eli's kind of funny to me. But I might actually watch it for this one because I'm just interested what they think about the Cardinals.
When are you going to switch out your kicker?
Do I have do I have Fulkin or something?
Are you Kangaroo Cortland?
Kangaroo Cortland.
Yeah, you have Nick Fulkin. You need to
It's
get
a
him
kangaroo
swapped
court.
out.
It's a kangaroo court. Do I have a backup kicker?
No, but you.
Then I'm not gonna.
But you really need to win this week.
Do I really? I'm still gonna make it either way, right? I'll take on the 1 seed week 1, baby. Let's go. Maybe I want to be the last team in.
Okay, well, I want that bye week. I have to win.
Man,
and I'm playing Justin.
I'm talking to Justin right now. Actually, we've been sharing bands back and forth. Obviously, I had to show him Don Broco.
Oh God, that band! I showed Bridget and told her what John said, and she laughed. And she
did you watch Did you watch the Power Ranger music video yet?
What? No. What?
They have a music video for the new album.
Watched what you sent me. I'm not gonna dive into this band, bud.
They have a music video that has better. It's a better version of Power Rangers than the movie that was made. Like, it looks better.
I don't fucking.
Who is this band?
I don't know how.
DON. Bronco.
Yeah, it's like if post-hardcore pop punk and Limp Bizkit had a baby.
Okay.
And they were British.
Send him Uber. Send him Uber right now.
Yeah, there's a song that literally starts, "Been a long night, I'ma call me an Uber. Been a long night, I'ma call Uber." And then all of a sudden it just gets into this like super like beat down, you'd beat someone up and go to the gym afterwards type of thing. And then like beautiful chorus. Just
tell Derek what Sean said.
Oh, I got kicked. Yeah, I'm not allowed to listen to it in the house. All.
She said you can only listen to that at work only.
Yeah, or in the car, but just
she just doesn't like it.
Oh, yeah, Derek, it is a fucking awful song.
Yeah.
I like Gum Shield.
Gum Shield's good.
And only because the chorus. The rest is dog shit.
The choruses are all good. If you want to go to an old one, oh man, what's it called? It's called like Going to LA or Come to LA or something like that. Basically, like, you know that the singer's he's dog shit, right? Like, he just doesn't sound good. So at the beginning of the episode or the video, they kill him. And it's like what the band would be like if he didn't exist, which is obviously much better. And I like that they have the awareness of that. Their lead singer's got this curly, beautiful, like mullet-esque hair.
What's his name? John. Who's the guy from The Doors?
Oh yeah,
he looks like the Doors guy.
Yeah, and he wears like those like unicorn tie-dye shirts, and it's just amazing. It's really good, man.
The shirt in Uber's great.
But no, they do an entire music video where they're like walking casually through the desert like they used to in the old Power Ranger episodes, and obviously they get attacked, and of course they morph and take care of business. But it is, I'm like, how does this band? How do they get the money to make these like really like? They're not cheap music videos. Like, who's funding these guys?
No. Well, they're from England, right?
Yes. I bet they're huge there. I bet they're massive. Like, the hooligans love it.
Yeah. And you know what? I just want to go get in a fight about them with somebody.
I'm going to keep sending you videos. I got a ton of good ones. Like 20 of them. And I'm going to send them to you.
Send me the Power Rangers one. I definitely want to see that.
Okay. I mean, I already got it queued up, so.
Dude.
I already have it on my. I already have it ready to copy and paste.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm linking you. Yeah, and I'm sure the fans really care about this, so I'm glad we got it.
Oh, I like that.
To be fair, the end of the show is for us, anyways.
Yeah, that's for us.
The start of the show, the end
Sports
of the show.
are gone, baby.
I'm kind of sad we didn't get any fantasy questions this week. It's playoff time. Was hoping.
Yeah, maybe next week.
One more thing about sports. Today is the 106th Grey Cup Canadian football Super Bowl. The Grey
Who do you got? Is your team in it?
Yes, Winnipeg Blue Bombers are in it.
Yeah, I knew you were a Blue Bomb guy.
And
Blue Bomber.
They're playing the Ticats.
Who's their quarterback this year? Who's the Blue Bomber guy? Because he'll be a third stringer in the NFL in 2 years. Who is he?
Yeah, he will. I saw his name the other day. He has long. He's like a better looking Trevor Lawrence.
That's his name.
No, his name is I'm a better looking version of fucking Trevor Lawrence.
Wow.
Actually, it's actually Trevor Lawrence. I look better than you, and I'm going to take your job in Jacksonville.
He'll back him up.
So
maybe.
the app for the Canadian Football League is dog shit. They really need to get on this.
But is that the only way to get like the box scores and like the detailed information? How do you watch it? How do you watch Canadian football?
So this will be on TV. It starts at 3. Bridget's gonna be sad because we were gonna watch Harry Potter, but we're gonna have to.
So how do you watch it? What's it on?
Yeah, how are you watching it? What channel is it on? CBS Sports.
Let's go to YouTube TV.
Or NBC Sports would be my guess.
It's gonna be on YouTube TV though. On TV.
It will be on TV. Yeah.
NBC Sports, right?
I watched it last year. It will probably be on NBC Sports.
Oh.
Grey Cup. Let's just do this. Huh? Let's just do this. I want people to know, dude. People gotta know, dude. CFL. And it's the Hamilton Tiger Cats, by the way.
Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Yep.
Are they at all? Who's their quarterback? Do you know any of the details? You got any scoop for me? Do you got any insight on who's winning the game?
The Blue Bombers, obviously.
How many champions? They've won a lot, right?
The Blue Bombers. Well, they won last year too.
So you're a Canadian Football League front runner.
I'm trying to.
ESPN.
ESPN.
No, but mine says tomorrow at 3.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
I wonder if
Saturday.
it's a replay or something.
Hold on.
That I would not be surprised.
Oh
about.
yeah, no, you're right. It's Sunday at 3.
Well, I guess I'm gonna record this.
Sunday at 3.
I actually watched it one year because of Sean. It was when I lived in Eugene still.
Yeah.
Because you were watching it back then.
Was it when they played the Rough Riders?
Like 5 years ago, and I think their quarterback then made the NFL.
Yeah. I did really bad at paying attention this year, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's like if you watch the Super Bowl of Canadian football every year, you'll tune in for it regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys into this the Portland Timbers situation?
What do you mean?
The Portland Timbers are in like the MLS Cup or something.
No, that was the team that when I tried to get into
Soccer.
U.S. soccer, I actually do like watching like high competitive soccer from other countries. I don't like watching like C-rate American soccer. But I've tried to get into them because I wanted to root for them because all my friends like Andy King were all like Sounders fans, so I wanted to go for the other team.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I can't get into it.
Same.
I could probably get into it live. I think I could enjoy it in person.
Sure. Yeah. I think live it'd be fun. I could go watch lacrosse live, and I think it'd be fun.
I can watch anything where the people around me are also into it. That's the beauty of live sports. What they need to start doing for anything like Canadian football or stuff that they only put the main game on national TV is they need to start creating those like wrestling style promos where you can just watch it for 10, 15 minutes leading up to it. You get all the information you need, or at least enough to pick a side.
Yep.
Like they should heel out one of the teams. They should like make up all these bad things that they did.
Yep.
And then babyface the other team.
So Andrew Harris, who is like one of the top Canadian running backs in Canadian football, plays for the Blue Bombers. He's insane. Their quarterback, though, I guess it's Zach Colaros.
If you click on any of them, I like to go to their bios and see what college they played for, and then you all of a sudden like click.
It says it right here, like that. The Raiders. Oh, okay. He didn't really play at a college, I don't think. I think that's high school.
He didn't play at a college. I'm sure he did. If you're good enough to go straight from high school to the CFL, that diminishes the value for me.
Hey, we got a guy from Rutgers here. We got some players here. Let's see these QBs. One played at Western Illinois. One's for Cincinnati. I don't know, man. I just didn't pay enough attention this year.
You don't need to. It's okay. I'll watch the game either way. They're probably not going to do cool like vignettes or anything I'm looking forward to, but
that's going to be awesome.
They should.
They really should. And so I will be watching UFC 269 tonight.
I'm not going to watch this video.
You should.
I will watch it.
You should watch it. We could go off the air and we can watch it together.
Let's do that.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, bye everybody. Go Wildcats.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Go Wildcats. The Wildcats are playing Troy today. They're undefeated so far. This is the boys team. Actually, the girls are undefeated as well.
What about
Go
the
Warriors? Go Wildcats.
Yeah, go.
Go teams.